Hi, Assalamualaikum and very good evening to our lecturer Puan Mageshwari, anak perempuan Muniandi. This is our case study 2, Human Computer Interaction, DFP30033. My name is Hazim bin Hazman and with my group, Muklis bin Muhammad Sanwan and Ahmad Rashan bin Ahmad Yazid. Okay, first question is A1. Explain 5 important aspects to get started designing accessible web page. This is our answer. 5 important aspects to get started designing accessible web page. First one is simple is the best. Because if we make a simple, we can easily access the web. Consistency, typography and readability, mobile compatibility, color palette, and imagery. This is 5 important aspects to get started designing accessible web page. Okay, next question, A2. Propose a technology that can make you accessible to people with a wide range of and disabilities as below. The first one is blind people. The second one is hearing impairment. And the third one is mobility impairment. Okay, how we can make a website for blind people. The first technique is complemented sites and carousels. Complemented sites and carousel and moving user-friendly for blind users. The second one is audio text. Each of the word display that are on the website will generate audio. Okay, the problem B is hearing impairment. We create media player controls. Why we create media player controls? Video also need to be controllable by the person watching. For people with limited hearing, having a feature to control the volume can help them hear the audio of the video better. Clear buttons to activate caption and control the size of the caption are also helpful to people with both visual issues alongside their hearing impairment. This is for hearing impairment, media player controls. Transcript. Transcript are detailed text version of both speech and non-speech audio information, such as background sound, physical reactions such as laughter, etc., that are needed to understand the content. Transcript also distinguish for things like the individual talking, unlike captions that are used only for video content. Transcript are used for both video and audio content such as podcasts. Okay, the last one problem is mobility impairment. Okay, this is our answer. We do our best to limit the use of drop-down navigation element of control, and when such items are included on a page, we try to provide alternative navigation or input solution as well. The second way is we try not to require time-limited response to option on our content page. The user can work at their own pace without fear of losing their place in the workflow of a web application or navigational paths.
Next is question B. When all user needs are taken into consideration in the initial design process, the result is a product that can be used by the broadest spectrum of user. Justify about above statement and give one example of applying a universal design approach, which is flexibility in use when designing tools, software, hardware, workspace, and other else. Okay, next. First, consideration in the initial design process by the all user because we want all people can access our website. For example, pen design that can be used both hand, left hand and right hand. It states that it is flexible. Next one is question C. Universal design has been mistaken described as the search for a one-size-fits-all design, or universal design is not just about one-size-fits-all. Describe about this statement to make sure designers should strive to create a design that does not exclude or segregate all the user. Okay, first one, universal design is mistakenly described as a one-size-fits-all design research. Global design encourage designer to consider a wide range of user capabilities and where possible, the optimal design that meets as many people as possible should be sought. But more universal solution can also combine, for example, customizable features from user to user, smart features that learn user preference after multiple use, most relevant to ICT and custom solution to meet specific needs. Next one, the aim is to provide the same or equivalent experience, activities, and service to everyone. It is accept that this may have to be provided through slightly different routes of interface, but designer should strive to create a design that does not exclude or segregate. Third, as example, for a designer that design a single design feature or a simple product designed so that it can be used by as many people as possible. Lastly, the designer is not expected to find one design solution that accommodates the needs of 100% of the population, as universal design is not one size fits all. Rather, designer argued to explore design solutions that are more exclusive, those design that push the boundaries as far out as possible without compromising the integrity or quality of the product.
Okay, for the question D, perhaps one of the more positive outcomes of the COVID-19 pandemic could be a new blended world in higher education. It would be a world that includes flexible learning environments that give students the choice of either participating in face-to-face classroom activities or virtually through online engagement techniques, including proxy robots and other emerging technologies. The idea would be to provide choice and flexibility according to the needs of the student. Explain the learning environment in figure 1 that could offer a way to meaningfully participate in the social aspects of learning nowadays. Okay, this is figure 1. The figure 1 shows the method of hybrid learning. Number 1 is enhanced than ever. We already seen shifts in communication patterns starting with millennials. Observing a generation who become saturated in the digital world can show how communication is evolving. This helps to boost student interest in participating online class and learning in convenient and comfortable environment despite this COVID-19 pandemic. This method helps students to keep in touch with their teachers or lecturers to proceed their education. Number 2, track and improve engagement. This method helps teachers to visualize and track each other's student progress. It will help to identify signs whether a student is struggling or not. If the students are falling behind, it becomes easier for an instructor to identify the issue and help them. And the last one is easy access and flexibility. By this method, students can access material or online class without having any problem because they can use the application or software that provided in their phone or laptop to study online, face-to-face virtually with their educators. Students also can do their homework or assignment that has been given by the educators easily and submit online. Alright, that's all.